end up working for any other magazines? I feel like your career has happened during the period of time where like magazines were the shit in 2005, 2006, then the internet comes along and poops all over the industry, and like it's rare to work for a magazine exclusively, and they're adapting to the digital age. What what comes after your seasons with Sabrosa and Shadow?
Well, that's kind of when life starts to get all like kind of crisscross and hodgepodge. But because let's see, because so when I started going out to California with Nate and Chris, that was like there's another chapter there because like Morgan Long, Evan Fisher, Forrest Hawk, like those guys, Josh Delcor at the Cement Face House, they gave me a place to stay as long as or as well as Adam 22 did at the TCU house in
Yeah.
off Stanley and shit. Like because of Nate. So that's why I brought that up earlier. Was Nate's connections and stuff, was the ability for me to like not have to move out there, like necessarily sleep in a car that I didn't, have at the time to live in and like all
Yeah.
that stuff. I had access to people.
Yep.
But between that time, so that kind of started it all as far as like, I shot some stuff for dance comp, like because Stu Johnson would hit me up to do
Sick.
some dance comp trips. And like they came to Albuquerque once, and it was cool. Like I've had a couple covers of those soft, catalogs back in the day.
Yeah.
Things like that. And so
That's dope. How
yeah, it was a
what do
bunch
you
of freelance, just back and forth, trying to just like work with people and stuff because I was available. I was always
yeah.
around.
And Dance
Yeah.
Comp, I feel like, had the money. How much would they pay for a cover shot? Is there more money for a cover shot than there is like inside the magazine, or they just buy the photo from you and they decide what to do with it later? How does it work selling
Well,
photos to a magazine back in the day, or a catalog in this
well,
case?
well, Dan's comp specifically, like they didn't really run like inside the magazine, was just ads that companies already had.
Okay.
At like companies back in the day would run their own ad in dance comp, and I'm sure they'd pay separately for that. So
Yeah.
the cover was just like, dance comp paid real well as far as I knew. Like the homies were always trying to get like, wear their dance comp shirt, like
Yeah.
get their compensation, I guess.
Yeah.
But and it was good because that was dope. Like people, that's obviously the industry does its thing, but
It sure does. Pause.
we're back.
And we're back. The industry does its
Wow.
thing.
Wow. I'm so sorry. Someone called me. I guess I got to put my phone on do not disturb. But yeah, let's see, where was I? Back and forth.
Dance Comp, and then the industry
Yeah.
does its thing.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying they
Meaning
paid
goes
really
up and
well.
down.
Yeah, because I was just saying how the homies were always wearing the dance comp shirts and stuff, and like I was
Yeah.
around Tony Nyer and stuff like that.
Yep.
And
Dude, Tony's a savage. It's crazy. I just saw
yeah,
somebody posted, whether it was him or somebody else, his crazy hanger that he did in Europe down like a
mm-hmm,
15 stair white rail. Just,
mm-hmm.
dude, and he's a
On
big
that orange
man,
bike.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, he's a hesher, and that was like, yeah, Tony was always like a serious situation if you got to shoot with that guy,
Yeah,
And so that was really
doing some
that was
big
one of the
shit.
things. But yeah, so I shot stuff with him one day I shot Tony, Morgan Long, and maybe a couple photos of Tony, and I sold them all to dance like 3 or 4, I think, like $500 a piece they'd give me for a photo,
Sick.
and I sold 3 of them, so I made $1,500 off 3 photos in a day, and that was super sick. And they were
That's
filming
super sick.
for
Yeah.
the dance comp DVD, and that one dance comp DVD I have like I have photos of, I think Devin Smiley is on it. I have a cover of it or whatever, like that inside art.
That's dope.
So so yeah.
What's it called when a
that
writer
kind
gets
of stuff.
paid for wearing a shirt in a photo mag? It's photo contingency. That's what it is, right?
Contingency. That's the word I was looking for earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
remember that. Not so much
Yeah.
anymore, huh? I don't know if that's a thing. Is that a thing?
I have
And
no idea.
how is it adapted to the Instagram world? Basically, it's fucking things
Yeah.
have done changed.
Mhm.
Did you have any connections with Dig during this period of time, or Like this is just slowly growing your presence. I don't know. I feel like you're at
Yeah.
the legend status now, Wes. If after doing it for 15 years, that'll happen. Uh, yeah. When did you ever work for
Hmm.
Ride?
Well, yeah. So like, where before the phone cut out, or before I cut that off there, when I was talking about dance comp and all that stuff, like I was just kind of going back and forth, you know, and what really got me to move to California, where I was like pretty obsessed. Like I had my girlfriend of 5 years in Albuquerque still, and she was in full support and all that. Um,
That's good.
and I was pretty obsessed with getting this job with Ride and what it was, but it was a video production job. And that was when Andrew Brady was around. And that's when, like, they knew the internet thing was happening, but no one really wanted to believe it, especially magazines for a point in time.
Yeah.
Everybody is like, it was a complete switch. And, we kind of all know how that went,
Yeah.
but, so like, um, yeah, back and forth. And since I didn't necessarily want to do video production stuff, but I wanted to, I was like, I just want to work for fucking an entity. I want to do something. I want to put all this effort towards something.
Yeah.
And so I feel like they were trying me out a little bit. Z really liked me. He's always been an awesome support system for me, a good friend. We've ridden together, all the things. I love it. And so he invited me out to Interbike one year to do videos of like when you go booth to booth and be like, find the guy running the booth, be like, yo, man, you
Yeah,
want
I
to like
remember those videos,
talk
dude.
about
Yeah.
your part. Like, what's good? Like, what's the dopest stuff out right now?
Yeah.
And,
What's up?
and so
Welcome to the 2013 Interbike. We're here at the Shadow booth,
it's
and our new products
crazy,
for this year are blah blah blah. Yeah.
crazy
Yeah.
when so many bike companies were just doing it. And Interbike was so huge. And then the BMX section was like this little
Yeah.
corner,
Yep.
but it was so dope. Like all the people were there. It was so much fun, especially Nora Cup and all that.
Yeah.
So I remember filming like 30 some videos in like 1 or 2 days,
That's a lot.
and like doing them all right there in the lab and all that stuff.
I think
I
I
still
might
have
have been there
still,
and seen you doing that. That's wild to think
yeah,
about. Yeah.
yeah. And I still have this bag. It's actually right here, a Chrome bag that I got gifted from Chrome. Inside the little media thing, they gave me all kinds of stuff, and I still have it. The bag's badass. That was so
Sick.
over 10 years ago.
That's wild, man.
Yeah, super sick.
Reached the end of the video. Hopefully you enjoyed that clip. If you want to support me and the podcast, just subscribe and share the show with your friends. The full episode is in the description, so if you haven't, go check that out. It's also available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and wherever you listen to podcasts. And the goal is just to grow. So if you could share the show with your BMX homies, that'd be dope. If anybody that you know that is a BMX nerd and would enjoy this podcast, do me that favor, and we'll keep all these clips coming and one episode every week. So I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.